I think I'm gonna die in this house. And I did. And then I was resurrected as a witch. Anyways, I'm back. Did you guys miss me? Did all two of you miss me? All two of you who I also know personally, did you guys miss me? Okay. So I know it's been like a lot of months since the last time I posted anything here at all. And it was because I was going through a lot of personal life changes, transformations, psychosis. But when am I not in a psychosis, right? So I guess I just should have posted something, but I didn't. But anyways, here it is. Here it is. So today I will be talking about the rise of Brat and Charli XCX and a few other artists, and I will be looking at it through an astrological lens. An astrological lens. Hi, I'm Somi or Somatsya, and I do astrology. Usually, mostly, I do sidereal astrology, but I also do tropical astrology. I like to believe in both. They're both fun. But today, this video is about sidereal astrology. Okay. And before I start with my theory, first disclaimer, I would like you guys to take everything with a gigantic pinch of salt. Okay? Take the ocean, honey. Don't, not just like a pinch. And the second disclaimer is that in this video, I will be connecting these artists and their success with astrology, but not in any way I am saying that the credit of their success and their work goes to astrology. I'm not saying that it happened because of astrology and because a certain transit, certain placement of a certain planet. I'm saying that astrology is astrology, and I'm just theory crafting, and I'm just relating. I'm just finding the coincidences and doing my thing. Okay? So take everything with a pinch of salt, turn on your nuance button, and let's get started. Yeah, okay. Let's get started. Yeah. So, uh, first I'm gonna tell you what my theory is, and then I'm gonna relate the theory to basically justify my theory with another theory that is made on the basis of my first theory. Okay. So the first theory is that the transits of Rahu and Ketu kind of determine the main trends, main pop culture, main philosophical ideas a lot of us will be going through or interacting with in that time. So, for example, if Ketu is going, Ketu is transiting Virgo and Rahu is transiting Pisces, then we can see the significations of Pisces and Virgo and the planets that rule them, that are Jupiter and Mercury. So we will be seeing the significations of these signs and the significations of these planets in our pop culture, in our trends, in our aesthetics, in our collective philosophical habits, all of these things, okay? And My theory, I'm going to focus more on with this one, like because I'm connecting it with Charli XCX, I'm going to connect it with Ketu more than Rahu. Although there is a sub theory to this theory, which says that there needs to be an interaction of both Rahu and Ketu for this theory to work even better. So I call it a Rahu Ketu seed happening, and I will explain it further as we go into the theory and into the video. Okay, yeah. So what's this theory's relation with uh, Charli XCX? Okay, no, before I start that, I would like to say that the timestamp of us collectively seeing, very obviously seeing the trends having the significations to the signs and planets that are being transited by Rahu and Ketu usually works like this, okay? So we will start to see it very slowly when the transit starts and it slowly grows as the transit goes on. And once Rahu Ketu change their signs, that's when we see it the most. So when will we see Ketu in Virgo coded things in our trends the most is when Ketu has already left Virgo. When Ketu has left Virgo and now Ketu is working on another sign, so that means Virgo is now free and Virgo has a lot of stuff that Ketu gave. So that's my theory that Ketu, wherever it goes, it kind of make that makes that thing very pure. It takes this thing to the peak because Ketu is connected to the topmost things, the most refined things. And so is Virgo, right? It's the sign of refinement. So that's like a nice correlation. And yeah, so Ketu does this. Wherever Ketu goes, it will make something very uh, ideal for the world. Okay, so last year, Ketu was in Virgo for 18 months, and now I think we still are seeing the idealism and the significations in pop culture that are connected to Virgo, that are connected to Mercury. Okay, so that's my full theory. Now, let's take a few seconds break. Okay, now how does that relate to Charli XCX? Okay, so for that, I need you to look at this album cover right here. This is one of the very commonly and easily recognizable album covers, okay? Everyone knows it, so much so that Charli XCX pulled this shit. I don't mean it in an offensive way, but she pulled this thing, changed the font, made it Japanese, and it's still recognizable. Everyone knows. I don't know Japanese, but I know this is Brat, okay? So it was this recognizable, it was so iconic, it was so famous and popular, everybody knew it, okay? And it's such a simple cover. It's such a simple cover. There's just like one color, green, and a text. Now focus on the color. It's green, the color of Mercury. Green has always been, almost always been associated with the planet Mercury, at least in astrology. Okay, now when did the album come out? It was either when Ketu was in Virgo or was very close to enter Virgo, from Libra to Virgo. Okay, And Virgo is a sign that is ruled by Mercury. So Mercurian things became famous because of that, according to my theory. So this album being green, nothing but green, is my first justification for my theory that Ketu made Mercury famous because of this transit theory that I have. Then the second justification I have is look at Charli XCX's chart. This is her chart. It was rated AA. It was rated greatly. Like the accuracy of her birth chart details were promised to be accurate by the internet. So she is a Gemini rising with Ketu in the first house. So we are talking about Ketu, and that's literally in her first house, okay? So her connection with Ketu is already strong. And then it is in Gemini, a sign ruled by Mercury. And then she has another Mercury ruled sign, Ketu, which was being transited by Ketu. Okay? Sorry, I'm not going to add this. I'm really bad. So she has another Mercury sign, Virgo, which was being transited by Ketu at the time. So not only Charli XCX has a Mercury ruled moon, but also a Mercury ruled rising and also a Mercury ruled Ketu. Okay, so this is my justification number two. And then the third justification is a little out there. I like to think of it like subconsciously or maybe even knowingly. Charli XCX made like a prophecy through her video to tell the world that, hey, Virgos are going to be the new it girls in our world. So get ready. So look at this video. Charlie in this music video is like, I want to sing my song. And then her friends are like, no, you have to help us pick the next it girl of the internet. Otherwise, all of us will die. So she's like, yeah, pick Julia Fox. And then they're like, oh, well, Julia Fox is already an it girl. Then she's like, all right, pick this girl. Wait, yeah, this girl, the server. Okay. So basically, then the song starts, and like, yeah, so my theory is in her song, I know it's all jokey, but she picks the server girl, the waiter girl, to be the new it girl. Okay. In a way, it's like she's crowning this girl with the power of being the new internet girl, the new it girl, the new iconic baddie. And one of the nakshatras associated with Ketu is Magha. There are three, and out of those three, there's Magha, which is all about your ancestors crowning you with power and gifts and rewards, or even with punishment. Basically, coronation. And that's what, in my theory, I'm saying Ketu does. Ketu is crowning Virgo and Mercury with power, peak power. Okay. Now, who is the character that Charli XCX crowns with the new It Girl crown? It's a waiter. Now, waiter, a server, is a very Virgo job. It's a very Virgo thing because Virgo in the sixth house, it's always very significantly associated with service. Sixth house is the house of service. It's your daily work, daily routine. It's the house of serving. It's where you are devoted to something. So you serve, and also bringing in the internet slang, serving, like you're starving. But yeah, so she's in a way, like in a subliminally, in a subliminal way, she's like, okay, so she's a server. She's saying she's a server. She's a Virgo. So I'm crowning Virgo as the new queen. And Ketu was in Virgo. So that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Okay, I hope you guys got it. I really hope you guys got it. Okay. So it came like a few months before the transit. So it was kind of like Charlie XCX was telekinesis thing, telepathically telling us. She laid a prophecy and nobody clocked it, but I did. And that's why I'm making this video. So this was my third and last justification of saying that Virgo is queen. Virgo was queen for 1 to 2 years because of Ketu being there. Okay. And I think Virgo deserved it because Ketu transiting over anything, it's not easy. So Virgo deserved it. I'm sorry, I'm just like looking at my checklist of each subject that I have to talk about in this, and I did the prophecy thing. Okay, now I have to explain. Okay, for now I have to look at Charlie's chart. Yeah, like I want to explain the seed energy. Remember that I talked about there will be a seed energy that kind of enhances and amplifies this power that that Ketu gives any sign. In this case, in our case, Virgo. So it is because Rahu and Ketu, it's technically one entity. There has to be in one way or another an interaction of these two planets, Rahu and Ketu, with each other. Okay, so for example, if in your birth chart your Rahu is in Virgo, but transit wise, Ketu is in Virgo, so they're interacting. If a lot of planets in your chart has Rahu or Rahu nakshatras, and then your first house is transit wise first house, Ketu is transiting your first house. Okay, so like all of these ways, it kind of creates a seed energy, like not only Ketu, but also Rahu is interacting with your chart, with your life, with your energy. So that's where the the power that Ketu gives you, it increases in that way. And especially for pop culture, because the power in this world is very Rahu-esque. TVs, cameras, internet, photos, pictures, videos, they're all very Rahu-esque. So definitely I think Rahu has to interact with Ketu for this to be even stronger. Okay, so now let's look at uh, Charlie XS, Charlie XCX's chart, and then we will also look at some other celebrities' chart and how they were also popping off during this transit and what their chart, how their chart relates to this Ketu theory. Okay, so this is Charlie XCX's chart. She has again Ketu in the first house. Now let's look at her Ketu and rising in the first house, and let's look at her rising nakshatra. It's an Ardra. Now Ardra is a Rahu nakshatra. So her rising and her Ketu are together. So obviously her Ketu is not in an Rahu nakshatra, but since Ketu and rising are basically at the same place, her rising being in a Rahu nakshatra is technically creating, not technically, but like in a still in a way, creating that seed energy. Okay. And then let's look at her Rahu. Her Rahu is in Mula, a Ketu nakshatra. So again, there's a confirm, like a second confirmation of the seed energy being there. So she definitely has a lot of Ketu and a lot of Mercury, and then like a hint of Rahu is helping that. And I don't think it's just a hint because it's literally her rising nakshatra. So, okay, now by association, let's think of someone else who is very connected to the whole Brat fame and who also created or dropped an album around the same time, and it was also very famous. I'm talking about Lord. Okay. Now she did drop her own album, but she was also very connected with Charli XCX because they dropped this very iconic, this very popular and loved song called Girl So Confusing. I'm sure you know about the song. In the song, both of them, they talk about how they look like each other. People think they have similar hair, similar face. People always confuse these two people and how they want to be friends, but they're also insecure and they're also intimidated by each other and they're always trying to do something, but then like the other person cannot make it. So the other person thinks, okay, this person hates me. Like it's a very sister-like, family-like relationship that they talk about, which in essence is very Mercury, especially very Gemini. The whole song is very Gemini. And now let's look at Lord's chart. So this is Lord's birth chart. Okay. Now, where is her moon? Sorry, where is her Venus and Rahu? Virgo. Okay, Virgo. And her moon, even though it's not in Virgo, it's in Leo, but it's the same nakshatra as Charli X's moon. Let's look at the moon. Uttara Falguni, 29 degrees of Leo, which is basically like moon was just about to come in Virgo. And Charli XCX, her moon is 2 degrees of Virgo. So in Uttara Falguni. So they have the same nakshatra moon. So that's why maybe, they have this thing that we look like each other, we act like each other, people confuse us, whatever. But yeah, this person had a strong Virgo in their chart and Ketu helped them get that recognition. And not only because of Charli XCX, because of their, not only because of their collab with Charli XCX, but also then she, I'm so sorry, I don't remember Lord's pronouns, but then, so I'm going to use they. So then Lord releases this other album, and then they say that this album is about their relationship with their gender identity. And yeah, I know it's not related, but it is in a way, I guess. Okay, now let's look at another celebrity which is not associated, who is not associated with Charli XCX, but still got very big. It's not like it was their first time getting big, but they were quite big in that time, specifically. So who is this person? It's Chapel Roan. I wish I could just put a picture. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm really bad at editing. But Chapel Roan is a Virgo rising, a Mercury sign, and literally the sign where Ketu is transiting. Okay. Now, not only our girl Chapel has Virgo rising, so like Ketu was transiting over her first house, but she also has a bunch of planets in her sixth house. Sixth house again is the house of Virgo, connected with Virgo. And she has not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 planets. Okay, then what I counted. Yeah, 5 planets. And in her sixth house, she has 2 or 3 planets in Shatabisha, a Rahu Nakshatra. So I think again a little bit of the seed energy thing is taking place. Okay, so um, that's my this is my theory. I'm not done with the video, not yet, but this is my theory. I hope you guys could understand. I hope I could explain it to you guys better. Um, so coming back to Charlie XCX, like even before I realized I was hit with this theory, even before that, I just one day got very curious and I was like, let's look at Charlie XCX's chart. And I did, and I was like, okay, Ketu in the first house, okay. And I was like, wait, but she never like gives Ketu vibes. Like she never has like a very Ketu like aesthetic because to me, Ketu is this very dark, horrifying, scary, intense, wild, untamed, primordial, ancient, bitchy kind of a planet. And I was like, this artist has never given me that vibe. But then I also thought to myself that maybe I just haven't seen a lot of their work. And then I did try to see a lot of their work. And yeah, it's there. It might be subtle to someone who is not, it might be subtle to someone who's me or someone who is not very regular with her work, very informed with her work. But I'm going to show you some very K2-esque things about Charlie XCX's videography, her music videos, okay? So this was literally the first thing. So I don't know if I think this person is not dead, but like when I saw it, I was like, okay, she's literally on a dead body. She's literally standing on a dead body. That is so dark, gothic, Ketu-like. And I think like in the video, this person was alive. And it reminded me that the goddess of Mula, a Ketu nakshatra, which is also the nakshatra of Charli XCX's Rahu. So the goddess of Mula, Niritti, is known to ride on a human. So in Hinduism, every deity has a Vahan. Vahan refers to a vehicle. Now, it's like it's supposed to mean that they ride this, like instead of cars, they ride like a swan, a mouse, an elephant, that's what they are into, I guess. I don't know. But it doesn't mean that they actually like obviously ride them because everything is symbolic and bahana usually means that this is the significances of that animal, that deity holds power and holds control over those significances. Now, Niriti is a very special case because her vehicle is a human. And this picture, this reminded me like, okay, she's riding a human because like she is on something. The bed, the stretcher is with wheels, and she's in a way like riding it. So I was like, okay, her vehicle is a human. Charlie XCX is portraying Niritti, which is the goddess of Mula, and not just Mula, she's always associated very highly, very strongly with Ketu. So I was like, okay, that's Easter egg one. Then I was looking at this video of her song called One Touch. Yeah, in this, she is fighting, she is spitting at the cameraman, she is smashing her head against the camera and bleeding, all of this. And then she eventually, yeah, this is very Ketu, honestly, like her just like crowing, I love it. But okay, yeah. Then she jumps off. which is very like, I'm gonna kill myself. And it's very Ketu to me. Okay. And then thirdly, in this video, it's like a very new video actually, like compared to the other ones. This is called House by Charli XCX and Sean Kale. And this whole video, aesthetic wise, is very gothic, it's very dark, it's very eerie, and to me feels very Ketu. There are crows in it, even, you know. So, like, yeah, look at it. Just like go watch the video on your own because I'm not going to show you the whole video. But this this is the video, and I was like, okay, I'm convinced. She is very Ketu. She is very Ketu. So yeah, and then I had like a little bit of a theory, another theory that I think that ever since her engagement and ever since her marriage, her Ketu aesthetic has been more obvious because when she got married, she activated her seventh house where her Rahu is, and Rahu is the planet of projection, and then Rahu is in a Ketu nakshatra, which is Mula, and Mula is a very dark, emo, gothic, intense, transformative nakshatra. So I was like, maybe that's why, maybe now that her seventh house is more active, she's able to project her Ketu-ness onto the world. So that's what I thought. Now, you know, I was like, okay, I thought of this cute little theory about Ketu giving power to whatever sign it transits, and I wanted to check every time in the history, like, okay, what if Ketu was not in Virgo, but when Ketu was in Libra, did Libra or Venusian people get a lot of fame, get a lot of success in that time? Were our trends very Libran and very Venusian? I wanted to check this, and maybe in the future I will. Maybe I will make a second part, but I haven't done that yet. But if you want to do that, please go ahead and let me know, please. And on the basis of this theory, I also want to predict the coming trends, and I think I will make another video about that. Just because right now Ketu is in Leo, so what will Ketu give to Leos and solar people? What will it give? But I think again, there's also going to be a little influence of Saturn because Rahu is in Aquarius. So there needs to be that seed energy for it to be strongly projected onto the world so that collectively we can see it. Because maybe if the seed energy is not there, it's not very visible to everyone. Now, this theory, I justified it. I tried to prove my theory through pop culture because it's something that we all face, that we all have access to. But maybe the same theory might affect people who are not famous in a different way, in a personal way, and how it might turn out might be a little bit different. And again, it would also depend on where your Ketu is and where the sign lies that Ketu is transiting. So, like, let's say Ketu is transiting Leo, where in your chart is Leo? So it would all depend on that. So, if you guys would like to know how the Rahu and Ketu transit is going to go for you, how it's going to affect you spiritually in your day-to-day life, you can totally book a reading with me. Support your friend, okay? And I think I'm pretty good at giving readings. Like, I might suck at videos, I might suck at YouTube, but I think I really like to give, what do I like? Okay, yeah. I really like to do readings for people. So if you want a reading, reach out to me. You can like, I'm not a big channel, so you can just like comment. Sorry, my video got cut for some reason. I don't know technology, but as I was saying, you can DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is trinkets dot of dot the dot fae. Trinkets of the fae. I'm gonna put it here. Probably will also put a link in the bio and also in the description. So if you would like a reading, yes, and I hope you guys liked the video. Please let me know if you did. Please let me know anything. Like, what did you think? What should I do next? Just let me know, and I hope you guys have a great day. I might in the like I have some plans for future videos. Maybe, you know, I may try to predict using this theory the future trends, and I might also have like a look at Charli XCX's chart if you guys would like. So share this with the fans of Brat, the fans of Charli XCX, please, and so I can get some motivation to make a video that is just dedicated about just reading her birth chart. But well, I hope you guys had fun. Bye bye. Love you. Ta ta.